Hello Scorpio, welcome to your June reading. I hope that May has been productive and peaceful for you. I'd like to get straight into your cards now. If this is the first time visiting my channel, thank you for stopping and watching. I have changed the way that I've been recording or putting out my videos. You'll notice that the times where I am shuffling for your cards to fall, it is speeded up on the video, although I am doing it in real time obviously. It's just to avoid the tediousness of the shuffling for you and to limit the upload time. So without going on too much, I'm going to go straight into your cards. Okay, Scorpio, we have some very interesting cards here for you for June. It seems to me that you have been in a period of waiting, or things have certainly been on pause for you. You might have felt very stuck and very maybe confused about your path. But the Hangman comes to show you that things are still in motion. We have the runes here in the waters of life, in the pool of life, if you like. And the universe has kind of put you in this position of pause, or what might feel like stagnancy, in order for you to gain some insight into what's going on around you. It may well be that the path that you were on needed some slight adjustment, or certainly some things needed to fall into place. Now that can be practicalities, or it can be thoughts and ideas or understandings and wisdom. Then we have the King of Pentacles, which I find interesting next to the Hangman, because it says to me that the focus here has been on solidifying, on creating a strong foundation and something for you to spring from. It may well be to do with work, but I have a sense that it's more to do with your home life and your resources. The King of Pentacles brings us an instinct into how to create a strong foundation, how to do that intuitively. He's very strong in terms of practicality. So something here is telling me that something needs to move into place for you, that there needs to be some sort of grounding and manifesting here, and to tap into your intuition with regards to this, because I feel as a water sign, as you're perusing the waters of life and you're gaining understanding, you have an insight into what it is that's needed. And it may well be an intangible feeling, but it's there nonetheless, and to allow your higher self to have a voice, if you like. The King of Pentacles certainly does use his intuition, but he's an extremely practical man. So it kind of takes me to this next card. The Five of Wands is a catalyst for growth. Often the fives are seen as battles or stress, but it's always a point of learning for me, particularly the ones, because it involves growth. Ones are representative of our self-growth and our growth in the world. And to me, these battens and these ones can have the potential to create a ladder out of a negative situation. And so what I'm seeing here, Scorpio, is a movement from feeling maybe a little stagnant and stuck and unsure of how things are going to fall, to gaining an insight and an understanding. You may well have had stress and battles at work, or you might have had issues with people around you, loved ones, friends, to do with how you're growing or how you want to proceed. Now, the next card is the Devil, and the Devil acts as a mirror for our soul. He really reflects back at us where we are weakest, if you like. The Devil in the traditional deck shows two people who are bound by chains, chained to his throne, which is kind of mirrored here in the kind of the puppet on a string scenario here. And what it's saying is that we are often tied and held back by the things that we allow. Now that can be it can be overambition, it can be fear, it can be greed, it can be addiction, it can be many things to many people. But we often realize in time that, you know, all of those things are obstacles that we can get over, and it's just up to our mental process and our understanding. I have a sense that this is connected to your loved ones and people around you, or even people that you were around in the past, because we have the Three of Swords here. And the Three of Swords talks about past pain. It talks about disappointment, people hurting you, and things that went wrong in relationship or in communication. It can signify that you were done wrong, basically. But it also shows that we're still tied to that energy. It might well be long past. It might well be, months ago or even years ago. But there are parts of that energy that still hold us back. Maybe it's our own self-image. Maybe it could be cutting words that somebody used that has, really stuck to us. So this is about examining the reflection of the devil and the Hanged Man here. It's about reflecting on what is holding you back. Are those thoughts still valid? Do they even belong to you? Is it something that you want to hang on to going forward? Because what we have is a big change coming in for you, Scorpio. We have the World card. And the World card has all of the elements available to you. And it is like a portal. It's like the universe is saying, okay, enough of that last cycle. We feel that you've kind of seen or understood the lessons and you've grown from that experience. We will want to take you into something that's more beneficial to you now. So not to hold on to that experience as if this is all you're about, if I can say it like that. That there's more to you and more to your life plan than perhaps you were seeing. So then we have the Six of Swords. Now the sixes in the tarot are all about redress, all about balance, all about kind of getting your balance back after a stressful point, after the fives. And the swords are about mental process. So it tells me that whatever you've gone through in the past, and we've got the swords again here, it was certainly very cutting. It damaged your self-image perhaps, or it hurt you very badly. And these are things that you're going to leave behind. So through June, you'll be able to leave all of the pain behind and set off on a journey into new territory. Now, in the traditional deck, we have a lady sitting in the boat with all the six swords around her and a child sat next to her, and a man propelling the boat forward with a wand. And the wand is very important in that scenario because it shows that there's potential for growth. And then in this card, we have the birds pulling the boat forward, and she has her little kind of suitcase in her hand, showing that she's taking everything that is important to her anyway to this new land. And the birds indicate a sense of freedom, and also I think they're crows or ravens, so they indicate a certain amount of intelligence and wisdom that has been gained. The red in her cloak for me signifies action and momentum and passion, and the water for me represents our emotions. So you're moving away now from this scenario that caused you pain, and you're heading on to much calmer shores. And I can say that because I have the Ace of Cups, which is wonderful. The Ace of Cups is a brand new start in terms of your emotion, your nurturing, your nourishment. Something's coming in here, Scorpio, and it feels as though this whole journey has brought certain aspects of yourself out. It has given you a certain kind of maturity and wisdom, and it's allowed you to see, perhaps, as I say, where you were weakest and to strengthen that aspect of self. I'm going to draw you some clarity cards now. Okay, Scorpio, we have some very good cards here to clarify. Over the Hanged Man and the pause, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles represents kind of a deeper look into things, a deeper look into how we feel about certain things and why we feel those things. The Pentacles are about hard work done, but perhaps a little less satisfaction than we were hoping for. What this tells me is that you've put in a lot of work. You really tried to create a good scenario, but the outcome of it hasn't really satisfied you, hasn't really given you any happiness, or it's only given you a little amount of happiness. And so what this pause is for you is to kind of sit back and consider, to fine-tune and to find a way to move forward with everything that you've learned from the hard work that you've done so far. The Knight of Pentacles, we've got a lot of pentacles in your reading, Scorpio, so it may well be a connection with work, this, and there might also be a connection with home and foundation too for some of you. Over the King of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is very interesting to me because we have this progression from the Knight into the King. The King has reached the kind of pinnacle of wisdom and understanding and ability, and the Knight is kind of on that journey, and he's almost there. He's kind of getting the hang of seeing the long view and having this this foresight. He is the only knight in the deck who tends to give his horse a rest, and he doesn't rush forward, and a little bit like the tortoise and the hare scenario, he is very tactical. And so what I see here is steady growth for you, which is really good to see. Now we have the King of Pentacles again over the Five of Wands. Is there an earth sign person around you connected to work who has influence over what's going on? Or is this something that you've been trying to aim towards in your climb, and you know you're aiming for this potential? Or is this somebody who's blocking you? It will be different for all of you, but as I go through the reading, it will be perhaps become clearer. So the Five of Wands talks about this stress, this battle, this hard time in order to progress, and then we've got the King of Pentacles, which is either a figure that you look up to or a figure that is encouraging you, or this is something that you're aiming for yourself, this stability and knowledge and wisdom. We have another ace, the Ace of Pentacles over the Devil. So this is a new start. This is a new start, and I really feel this is connected to work, but there is an emotional tie here as well. At least for some of you, it's quite strong in the energy. So the Ace of Pentacles is a seed, if you like, from the universe. It's a new start potential for you to grab hold of. And as it's over the Devil, it tells me that you have this potential, and maybe it's only you that's holding you back, or at least it's you believing in things that perhaps are not necessarily true, that don't necessarily originate from you. We have the Devil card again down on the second row over the Three of Swords. So this is why I feel this is connected to a relationship of some sort. It may well only be a work relationship. It may well only be your family, or naysayers in your life who don't seem to encourage you. But it's definitely to do with ties and commitments, or maybe what you feel are responsibilities, things that hold you back, things that you feel you ought to do as opposed to what you want to do. It's time to let go. The Three of Swords is about healing these old wounds and allowing yourself to move forward without the weight. Now we have the Ten of Pentacles. I did say we had a lot of pentacles, didn't I? And I did really shuffle quite well. They're always well shuffled, these cards. Over the World card, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Wow, what an energy to have, Scorpio, because this is about legacy. This is about creating such a strong foundation that it has impact over generations. And it's also contributory, so there will be people around you who will also be contributing to this legacy. It's about creating together. So this might have a tie to family. It might have a tie to to siblings or to loved ones. But this is definitely something that is having a fresh start, so that you perhaps can contribute, or perhaps so that you can create this within your family. Now we have the Four of Pentacles over the Six of Swords. Six of Swords being leaving troubled times to go to calmer shores. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Now the Four of Pentacles is called the Miser card, and the Miser card speaks about being stuck in a certain energy, being fearful to move forward, being afraid to let go of the status quo. And it's kind of a warning. It's saying, look, you might have accrued this much, but on the horizon, in your future, there is so much more. There are many more blessings for you to have. And to just be satisfied with this little foundation here, the universe wants to give you more. you notice here the heart chakra and the crown chakra are blocked, and although he has a foundation of the 2 coins, he's blocked from moving any further and from growing. And the universe want you to grow. They want you to go with your ideas and your potential and seek out new lands. So don't remain stuck. Kind of feel the fear and do it anyway. That's what that energy is about for me. Now, the Ace of Cups over, or the Justice rather, over the Ace of Cups. So your brand new emotional start, this nourishment and this feeling of well-being wants to come in. And it's all about justice for you. It's about redressing the balance. It's about getting something back for yourself. Justice comes in, and it has the sword and it has the scales. Now these elements are, there's a duality about them. What happens is the truth comes from the sword. The truth and the logic comes from the sword, and the empathy and the emotion and the instinct and intuition come out of the scales. That it's weighed, everything's weighed and balanced and fine-tuned, and so it's trying to say to you that you're going to get what you deserve now. It's time for you to be in receipt and to be nourished by what it is that you're doing or the people around you. So Scorpio, I'm going to draw you 2 advice cards now. Okay, Scorpio, so we have some very interesting advice cards. We have the New Vision and we have the Inner Voice. Now this to me is kind of 2 sides of the same coin in terms of our self-expression. The New Vision talks about raising from your base nature into your higher divine nature. It shows a man who's kind of on his knees and he's, has the weight of the world, carrying the weight of the world, but something helps him to break through and become the phoenix and be reborn again. And we have the sacred geometry kind of etched behind this figure to show that it's supported by the universe. It's on your blueprint for life. And so the New Vision tells me that something's coming in here to stimulate you to move on, to allow something within you to blossom. And that something is something that perhaps you've been hearing for a while. We've got the inner voice indicated here. The moon indicates your emotion and your connection to the divine as it's over the crown. And we also have the waters down here, and the duality and the kind of the balance of the dolphins tells me that something's coming back into balance here, and you're starting to listen to self more, and that inner drive to create and to be something more than you have been able to be. I'm going to pull 1 outcome card for June now for you. Okay, Scorpio, we have the Ten of Cups. How amazing is that? We've already had the Ten of Pentacles there, which is the foundation and the legacy, and now we've got the Ten of Cups coming out of the Ace of Cups right down here in the Justice. Something tells me that through June you're going to start to see the glimmer of light. You're going to start to understand that this is what the universe has for you, and it looks amazing. This is all of your blessings at once, all of the nourishment and nurturing and love and happiness that you've been looking for. So allow yourself to move on, allow yourself to go in search of your own expression, your own direction. And I'll leave your reading there. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll speak to you next time.